That luxury cruise ship disaster. We're hearing harrowing stories this morning about the thousands of well-heeled, panicked passengers clamoring to save themselves, the staff insisting nothing was wrong, the captain now under arrest for abandoning ship, and as we speak, the desperate search for people trapped alive. ABC's Lama Hassan has the very latest right now from Porto Santo Stefano, Italy. Lama, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. Well, helicopters have just lowered more rescuers on board the ship. And when you look at the wreckage and the scale of the disaster, it's hard to believe it, but they are finding passengers trapped alive. And just moments ago, a survivor was rescued. This morning, an Italian crew member was pulled out alive after rescuers found him inside the ship. There is still hope. This South Korean couple rescued after being trapped in their cabin for 24 hours after the ship went down. And the investigation into what happened is now in full swing. The captain of the ship is now in custody, facing possible charges of manslaughter and abandoning his ship. We are learning new details this morning of what appears to be complete chaos on board.
I was crying, I was terrified, and I was just, just telling my husband we're going to die here.
The nightmare began at approximately 9:15 p.m. on Friday night, just as passengers were having dinner. Investigators now believe the ship was dangerously close to the shore and hit a rock. The captain says it was unmarked. It immediately ripped open a 160-foot gash along the side of the hull. Within minutes, water began pouring in. At 9:30, an announcement from the crew said it was merely an electrical problem. But with the ship tilting, many passengers ignored their orders and scrambled to the deck. Vacationers report the crew did not want to lower the lifeboats. Many report forcing their way on against orders. Some were lowered, but not everyone got on. By 11 p.m., the ship was tilting too much to its side and many lifeboats couldn't be lowered. Many jumped into the icy waters to make a swim for it. At least 50 people had to be airlifted by helicopter.
When I asked our cabin boy what to do, he had no idea what to do. No one had any idea what to do.
Well, divers have located the cruise liner's black box, which will, of course, be investigated and should provide clues into what happened that fateful night. Biana.
All right, Lama, thank you. So many harrowing ordeals. We're going to hear from another couple right now who were on the ship. We're joined from Rome by Mark and Sarah Plath, who are on board that ship. Good morning to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Mark, I want to begin with you because unlike the other passengers we've heard from who were in the dining hall at the time of the crash, you and your wife were actually in your cabin ready to go to bed. And then what happened?
Actually, we went to sleep and the announcement came on in 9 different languages. We woke up and I noticed the ship was leaning to the left about 10 degrees. I thought they were turning real fast, so we went back to sleep. They just said, be calm. We'll let you know more once we know more.
Oh, so we
woke up about 45 minutes later with the same announcement.
They weren't asking you to or instructing you to evacuate at that point yet. They were at that even 45 minutes later telling you to remain calm?
About 45 minutes later, they came on and said, stay calm, it's an electrical problem, they're working on it. And at that time, they said to go to our muster stations. And so we got our life jackets on, got clothes on, and walked out to the muster station.
And you actually moved up higher to the 4th floor on the boat. Why is that?
Actually, we were staying on the 7th floor, our stateroom, and then we went to the 4th floor. There was the 3rd and 4th floor were the first 2 floors with balconies with lifeboats on them, and our muster station just happened to be on the 4th floor.
And can you describe the scene around you? Thousands of other passengers not knowing where to go, running around. We've just heard scenes of chaos as the ship began to sink. Can you give us some detail on that?
Yeah, the ship was at quite an angle, so just walking through the hallway was difficult. Going downstairs was difficult. Everybody had their life jackets on. Our deck steward was on our deck checking our rooms as we were leaving, which was great. We got down and there were probably 1,000 people on the 4th floor, maybe 500 on each side. And people started loading into the lifeboats and there was just panic. People were pushing. It was just chaotic.
And Sarah, you're also a nurse and you helped other passengers once you got ashore. Describe what you saw in other passengers, a lot of bloody noses and just beaten up passengers.
Yeah, I don't know how they got cut up, but there was one lady who had blood running down her face. She had a big gash in her nose. Her nose was probably fractured, and then she had a big cut above her eye. But I just took her jacket off and told her to hold pressure, and I kept checking, and it eventually stopped the bleeding. she was concerned because she'd lost too much blood, but she was safe. She just needed, to get to the doctor for some stitches. But there were older couples that were just collapsing on the ground. They were so tired. We were checking on them. We were just trying to keep people calm was the main thing.
And final question for the both of you. Will you ever go on another cruise after this experience?
I don't think I will. He's trying to talk me into it, but
I do.
I think I'm done.
You want to go, Mark?
It's a lot easier when they speak English.
Yeah, so Sarah,
I went on one in the Caribbean and they spoke English.
They spoke English. I guess that was helpful. Sarah, you want to remain on dry land. I can understand that as well. All right, we'll have to leave it there. I really appreciate your time this morning. And once again, what a harrowing tale. And we're very fortunate that you managed to get out alive. Thank you so much.